hell? Oh, hey, what's going on there, folks of YouTube? I didn't hear my video camera chime. That's Photo Set Your Service. You know, I'm very frustrated. Not going to say confused because I know exactly what happens. Why people, and I run into this more often than not, but then sometimes I'm afraid, because I've run into it so much, I'm afraid to bring it up to other people when it needs to be done, and then find out later that they're actually upset that I didn't tell them. But it always seems that if I have like information to offer, or to let them know, that something that they think is true is not true, they seem to get miffed or even offended. Oh, excuse me. And that's bullshit, because, and I try to, I don't mean anything by trying to say that they're wrong, because I can look up on my phone and I can show the internet, show them what it says. But for some reason, what they knew before, or what they know, is somehow got to be concrete. And it drives me up the wall when people don't want to hear what you have to say, or they get offended, or if they get offended by you telling them this other information. But and I think the worst thing about it, I think the worst part is when you tell them that they can learn what they need to know by educating themselves. And some people immediately take offense to even saying something like that, because then they think, and they even have said, it's like, oh, I'm not smart enough. You saying I'm not educated? It's like, no, I'm saying that you're not educated in the thing that you're having trouble understanding, or you're thinking incorrectly about it. And mainly this has come where they're fearful of something. I had an incident where somebody thought something bad was going to happen to them, and I try to tell them it's not a big deal. I mean, at most, because I knew exactly, but since they didn't understand it. Oh. Because they didn't understand it, they thought they were going to get in big trouble. And I told them, it's like, all you have to do is learn about what it's all about. If you learn the details and you learn the information, you wouldn't be afraid. But it still overwhelmed them, I said, all the cure to not being afraid of something is education, and knowing, and confidence in that information. I know because I've experienced it firsthand myself. There's been times where I've been afraid of something. I thought that I was going to get kicked out of my apartment because I didn't report my garbage disposal breaking. Because I was afraid to have them, or the fact that it did break, or the way it broke, because it was my fault, because I poured caustic fluid down it and it destroyed the inside of it. I thought I was going to get kicked out. And so what I did is, I was so afraid, I went up to Home Depot and I bought myself my own garbage disposal and installed it myself, because I was so afraid but later on I became educated by it and figured out, hey, I could have just called them and it would have been a big deal. So it's like, they're not alone in their situation. I've been through that, so it's not a big deal to me. It's not a big deal to me, so it shouldn't be a big deal to them. I'm trying to ease their pain, and they're not having it. It's like, we all need less worry in our lives. I want to go down that path, and I'm sure they want to go down that path too. But sometimes they're just too afraid to even journey. So, folks, always keep learning new things every day.